Hello guys. No idea what I'm doing. It's generally how I go through life anyway though, so I think this is fine. So I'm gonna start reading some questions that I got here from you guys on my phone. My hair is wet. How? Wait. That was real life. When I was leaning over to check to see if the spacing was good for this, I dunked my hair into a cup of coffee that was sitting on my desk, so we're gonna move on. Jesus. Do you have any aspirations on starting a spice and sauce line? You've by far tasted some of the greatest grocery combinations the world has to offer, so some specialty collaborations for us would be fantastic. Funny you ask that. So I actually do make a really good homemade barbecue sauce, and I've thought about bottling it and doing all that, but truthfully it sounds like a very daunting, scary process. Okay, so moving on. How do you handle the personality of Bobo Fancy Cat after you've had a rough day? I'm pretty sure that little shithead is right behind me right now, isn't he? I see you. Yeah. He's a dick. It's tough. He's a fancy, snobby young man. You just give him a glass of port and some fancy feast pate and he's good to go usually. How do you get invited to eat at all the new hotspots before they even open? Well, that's not entirely accurate. I don't usually get invited to places before they open. Occasionally. I mean, I'm not that special, damn. You're amazing. I don't know how you stay so small. Alright, not a question, but it's okay, we'll blow past that. Thank you, first of all. I'm not that small. I know I call myself the skinny pig, but the average size pig doesn't really have as nice of a ring to it. Like I said, you gotta work out, you gotta eat somewhat right, especially when you eat as much garbage as I do. It's a shock I'm still breathing every day. Someone asked me if I did die. That's nice. Are you single? Duh. Oh, another dating type question. Do you believe in interracial relationships? Of course I do. Do I come off as a racist? I mean, Jesus Christ. Thanks, guys. Just kidding. Thanks for your support. How do you eat so much and not gain weight or go bankrupt? Man, if I had $1 for every time somebody had asked me that, am I right? Portion control. I tell everybody. I mean, first of all, yes, I have a fast metabolism. I am the skinny pig. I try to portion control what I eat. You know, we usually go into a restaurant, we eat half the menu, if not the whole menu, so you kind of have to just take bites of everything. And then the bankrupt part, I mean, a lot of it is comped by the restaurant or the PR company, but it's a comped meal in exchange for social media love and some posts on our Instagram stories, you know, blogs, like people like me who have a blog. Hypothetical, guy asks you out and recommends meeting at a restaurant you've been to and you know it to not be that good. Do you say anything? Absolutely, I would say something. So first of all, I mean, I don't date a ton to begin with. I don't know if you can tell that by the everything about me. If somebody's like, you know, gonna spend their time and money on me, I'm not gonna make them waste any of that. Another dating question. You guys really want me to date. What's the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you on a date? Oh my god. I don't even know where to start. You know what? I'm gonna actually save that and make an entire video just about that. Coke or Pepsi? Are there days when you just feel like you're struggling to create a blog post, create content, make a recipe, and you just want to curl into a ball and go to sleep instead? Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, this at the end of the day is like any other job, so I mean, there are just days where you want to be lazy and you don't want to do shit. Unfortunately, this is one of those things where you have to be hustling every day. I get up very early, I go to bed late, I don't sleep a lot, as you can tell. What's your favorite movie that you can watch 1,000,000 times? Oh my god, that's so tough. Almost Famous. I love Almost Famous. Spaceballs, Airplane, Anchorman. So yeah, I'm a 12-year-old boy, in case you didn't get that already. Oh, and Dumb and Dumber, of course. What would your last meal be if you were on death row? I'm gonna go ahead and say that Taco Bell, bacon, and steak are all gonna be involved. What's your favorite bacon? Peter Luger bacon, amazing. Fresh Direct bacon is actually fantastic. You get it just standard slice, not thin. It's still pretty thick and it's a good bacon, like good meat to fat ratio, love it. How did you start doing all of this and make it your career? That is actually part of a longer story, which I'll probably tell at a later time. So the abridged version is I was working at a job that I really hated back in like 2008. That's when I started my blog actually, so yeah, I'm old. I really just felt like I needed a creative outlet. And it was always just a side thing, like a hobby. I never meant it to actually be a career. I'm amazed sometimes like that this is what I do now for a living. So are my parents too, by the way. It's really fun conversations. You know, I feel like when you're passionate about something, you just constantly find ways to feed that passion, no pun intended. You know, I started freelancing and doing a lot of cooking classes, whatever it might be. Just things that kept fueling it, you know. The more you do that, the more networking you're gonna do. And honestly, networking is everything. So networking and working your ass off is just really, that's kind of how I got here. Do you hate anybody in the Instagram world? No, let's try that again. I assume you mean influencers. So yes, some of them are my friends, but truth be told, it is a very cliquey thing. It feels very much like Mean Girls in high school. When you do this, especially full-time like I do, you realize more and more it becomes like a job where these people are like your coworkers. Yeah, you'll see them at the water cooler, but you don't necessarily want to be chatting with them. You're gonna make polite conversation anyway because you have to see them all the time. Like, hey, how's it going? But you don't actually mean that. Like, you don't give any kind of a shit how it's actually going for them. It's kinda how it is. Have you ever eaten an entire pie of pizza to yourself? Please. Latex or lambskin? God.